Good morning and welcome to a regular meeting of a panel of utility commissioners and staff of the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority held today, Wednesday, April 5th, 2023 at 10 a.m. by remote teleconference. My name is Chairman Marissa Gillette and I'm joined virtually today by my colleagues, the Vice Chairman Jack Pekoski and Commissioner Michael Karen. We have a regular calendar and a consent calendar in front of us today. We'll turn first to our regular calendar. The first item on today's agenda is docket number 22-1020, the application of Cellco Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless for approval of a construction plan to install wireless facilities within certain public rights of way in Shelton. And we will turn to Attorney J. Don Francisco to present the decision for the panel's consideration, please.
Thank you, Chairman, and good morning. Good morning, Commissioners. Yes, as noted, docket number 22-1020. Cellco Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless filed an application with the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority on October 27, 2022 for permission to install a small cell wireless antenna on a utility pole in the public right-of-way on a parcel known as 16 East Village Road in the town of Shelton, Connecticut. That application was opposed by two adjoining property owners. A hearing was held by the authority on January 30th, 2023. At which time evidence was received from both adjoining property owners as well as Verizon witnesses. The property owners' objections were focused mostly on the radio frequency emissions from the proposed antenna, as well as concerns about the site selected and the aesthetics of the antenna. On March 8th, the authority issued a proposed final decision and afforded the parties the opportunity to request oral argument. Oral argument was in fact requested and was held by the authority via remote access on April 3rd, 2023. One of the adjoining property owners, as well as counsel for Verizon, participated in that oral argument. The evidence at the January hearing established that the area in question suffers from poor cellular coverage and that the pole located at 16 East Village Drive was centrally located within the diminished coverage area and thus was well suited to address the lack of coverage. As explained in the decision, with respect to arguments premised upon the RF emissions from a small cell antenna, the authority's jurisdiction is limited to determining whether or not the proposed antenna's emissions are within the permissible levels as determined by the Federal Communications Commission. The evidence at the hearing established that the RF emissions from the proposed antenna were well within those permissible levels. With respect to the selection of the pole on which to locate the antenna, the evidence proffered at the hearing demonstrated that the pole selected was optimally situated to address the coverage issues in that area. Further, the evidence showed that Verizon considered and rejected for sound reasons other telephone poles located in the general vicinity of the area to be serviced. And finally, the company established that poles too far away from the target area were incapable of addressing the coverage deficiency due to their distance away. As such, after considering all the record evidence, including the objections raised by the adjoining property owners, the authority finds that the public interest, public convenience and necessity require the authority to authorize the installation of the proposed small cell antenna in this docket in accordance with Connecticut General Statute section 16-234F. And it is my recommendation that the panel adopt this proposed decision as a final decision of the authority. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
I move adoption, Madam Chairman.
And second.
Thank you. The decision has been regularly moved and seconded. If there are no questions or comments, I would ask Mr. Bumpkin to please take the roll.
Chairman Gillette?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Pekoski?
Yes.
Commissioner Karen?
Yes.
Thank you. The decision has been adopted. We will turn next to the second item on our regular calendar, which is docket number 22-1212, the application to approve and install a single meter at 359 Hazard Avenue in Enfield, Connecticut. We'll turn to Mr. Capozzi to present the decision for the panel's consideration, please.
Thank you, Chairman, and good morning, Commissioners. So on December 8th, 2022, the authority received a letter application from 359 Hazard Ave LLC requesting permission from the authority to temporarily master meter at the facility located at 359 Hazard Ave in Enfield. The facility is a renovated grammar school that contains 10 residential units, and 2 commercial units. Regulations of Connecticut State Agencies, Section 16-11-116 effectively prohibits master metering for residential dwelling units, since it requires individual utility revenue meters for each residential unit. The authority may waive that requirement, that prohibition on master metering. And over the years, the authority has established criteria or conditions by which this regulation may be waived. In this decision, the authority has reviewed the application submitted by the company and finds that it does not meet the criteria established by the authority in prior decisions. Neither does the company provide sufficient justification for the authority to waive the requirement for individual master meters, individual revenue meters, excuse me. Accordingly, the decision before the commissioners denies the company's request to install master metering at the facility. I recommend this decision to the commissioners.
Thank you, Mr. Capozzi. Is there a motion?
I move adoption.
And second.
Thank you. The decision has been regularly moved and seconded. If there are no questions or comments, I'd ask Mr. Bumpin to please take the roll.
Chairman Gillette,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Bukowski,
Yes.
Commissioner Karen,
Yes.
Thank you. The decision has been adopted. We will turn next to our consent calendar, which there are, let's see, 14 items. Is there a motion with respect to the consent calendar, please?
Madam Chairman, I move today's consent calendar, items 1 through 14.
Second it.
Thank you. The consent calendar has been regularly moved and seconded. Mr. Bumpin, please take the roll.
Chairman Gillette,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Bukowski,
Yes.
Commissioner Karen,
Yes.
Thank you. The consent calendar has been adopted in full. With that, we have reached the end of today's agenda. I just remind folks that we do not have a regular meeting next Wednesday, April 12th. Rather, the next time we will convene for a regular meeting is April 19th, Wednesday, April 19th at 10 a.m. by remote teleconference. With that, we are adjourned and wish everyone a good rest of the day. Thank you.